Here are 25 most commonly asked real-world problem-solving related interview questions for cybersecurity roles, along with detailed answers. 1. Problem: your organization has detected unusual network activity indicating a potential cyber attack. How would you investigate and respond to this incident? Answer: firstly, I would gather and analyze network traffic logs to identify the source and nature of the activity. Simultaneously, I would notify relevant stakeholders and activate an incident response team to coordinate efforts. Next, I would implement containment measures to prevent further damage, and initiate forensic analysis to understand the attack scope and impact. Finally, I would develop and implement a remediation plan to address vulnerabilities and restore normal operations while continuously monitoring for any residual threats. 2. Problem: a critical web application used by your organization has been compromised, leading to unauthorized access to sensitive data. How would you mitigate the impact of this breach and secure the application? Answer: immediately, I would isolate the compromised application to prevent further unauthorized access and assess the extent of the breach. Concurrently, I would notify relevant stakeholders and implement emergency security patches or updates to address vulnerabilities exploited by the attackers. Additionally, I would conduct a thorough review of application code and configurations to identify and remediate any security flaws. Finally, I would enhance monitoring and access controls to prevent similar incidents in the future. 3. Problem: your organization's employees frequently use personal devices for work-related tasks, posing security risks. How would you implement a bring your own device BYOD policy while ensuring data security? Answer: implementing a BYOD policy requires a combination of technical controls and user education. Firstly, I would deploy mobile device management (MDM) solutions to enforce security policies such as device encryption and remote wipe capabilities. Additionally, I would establish clear guidelines for acceptable device usage and provide regular security awareness training to employees. Continuous monitoring of BYOD devices and network traffic helps detect and respond to security incidents promptly, ensuring data security in a BYOD environment. 4. Problem: your organization is planning to migrate critical infrastructure to the cloud. How would you ensure the security of cloud-based assets and data during and after the migration process? Answer: securing cloud migration involves careful planning and implementation of security controls. Initially, I would conduct a comprehensive risk assessment to identify potential threats and vulnerabilities. Then, I would encrypt data both at rest and in transit and implement access controls and authentication mechanisms to prevent unauthorized access. Continuous monitoring and auditing of cloud environments help detect and respond to security incidents effectively. Finally, I would ensure regular security updates and patches are applied to cloud infrastructure to maintain security posture post-migration. 5. Problem: your organization has experienced a data breach, resulting in the exposure of customer information. How would you handle the incident response process to minimize the impact on affected individuals and the organization's reputation? Answer: handling a data breach requires a swift and coordinated response. Firstly, I would activate the incident response team and isolate affected systems to prevent further unauthorized access. Next, I would notify relevant stakeholders, including customers, regulatory authorities, and law enforcement, as required by data protection laws, providing transparent communication to affected individuals, and offering support resources such as identity protection services helps mitigate the impact on them. Lastly, conducting a thorough post-incident analysis helps identify lessons learned and improve incident response procedures for future incidents. 6. Problem: your organization's network infrastructure is experiencing frequent distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks. How would you mitigate the impact of these attacks and improve network resilience? Answer: to mitigate DDoS attacks, I would implement a combination of network traffic filtering techniques such as rate limiting, IP blacklisting, and deploying DDoS protection services or appliances. Additionally, I would enhance network infrastructure resilience by implementing redundant network paths, load balancing, and leveraging cloud-based DDoS mitigation services. Regular monitoring of network traffic and anomaly detection helps detect and respond to DDoS attacks promptly, ensuring minimal disruption to business operations. 7. Problem: your organization has identified vulnerabilities in its web application code, posing security risks. How would you conduct a thorough vulnerability assessment and remediate these vulnerabilities effectively? Answer: conducting a vulnerability assessment involves using automated scanning tools to identify potential vulnerabilities in web application code, configurations, and dependencies. Once vulnerabilities are identified, prioritize them based on severity and exploitability. Implementing security patches, code fixes, and security controls, such as input validation and output encoding, helps remediate vulnerabilities effectively. Additionally, conducting regular security testing and code reviews ensures ongoing vulnerability management and reduces the risk of security breaches. 8. Problem: your organization is planning to implement a security, information, and event management SIEM system to enhance threat detection and incident response capabilities. How would you design and implement the SIEM solution effectively? Answer: designing and implementing a SIEM solution involves several steps. Firstly, assess organizational security requirements and identify key use cases for threat detection and incident response. Selecting an appropriate SIEM platform that meets organizational needs and integrates with existing security infrastructure is crucial. Configure SIEM rules and correlation policies based on identified use cases and security requirements. Finally, continuously monitor and tune the SIEM system to improve detection accuracy and reduce false positives, ensuring effective threat detection and incident response capabilities. 9. Problem: your organization operates in a highly regulated industry with strict compliance requirements. How would you ensure compliance with industry regulations and standards while maintaining robust cybersecurity practices? Answer: ensuring compliance with industry regulations involves implementing security controls and practices aligned with regulatory requirements. Conducting regular compliance audits and assessments helps identify gaps and ensure adherence to regulations such as GDPR, HIPAA, or PCI DSS. Implementing security policies and procedures, conducting employee training, and documenting security practices are essential for maintaining compliance. Additionally, leveraging compliance automation tools and frameworks helps streamline compliance efforts and ensures ongoing adherence to regulatory requirements. 10. Problem: your organization is experiencing an increase in phishing attacks targeting employees. How would you enhance employee awareness and resilience against phishing attacks? Answer: enhancing employee awareness and resilience against phishing attacks requires a combination of training, simulation exercises, and technical controls. Providing regular phishing awareness training educates employees on recognizing phishing emails and avoiding common pitfalls. Conducting simulated phishing exercises helps assess employee readiness and provides opportunities for targeted training. Implementing email filtering solutions and anti-phishing technologies helps detect and block phishing attempts, reducing the likelihood of successful attacks. Additionally, encouraging a culture of security awareness and reporting suspicious emails fosters a proactive approach to phishing defense. 11. Problem: your organization's network perimeter defenses have been breached, resulting in unauthorized access to internal systems. How would you contain the breach and prevent further compromise of sensitive data? Answer: in response to a breach, I would immediately isolate compromised systems and limit access to critical resources. Deploying network segmentation and firewall rules helps contain the breach and prevent lateral movement by attackers. Implementing endpoint detection and response EDR solutions on endpoints helps detect and block malicious activity. Conducting thorough forensic analysis of compromised systems helps identify the root cause of the breach and inform remediation efforts to prevent similar incidents in the future. 12. Problem: your organization needs to improve password security to prevent unauthorized access and credential theft. How would you design and implement a password management policy effectively? Answer: designing a password management policy involves setting strong password requirements, enforcing regular password changes, and implementing multi-factor authentication (MFA). Educating employees on password best practices and providing training on recognizing phishing attempts helps prevent credential theft. Implementing password hashing and salting techniques enhances password security by encrypting passwords stored in databases. Regular audits and compliance checks ensure ongoing adherence to password management policies and help identify areas for improvement. 13. Problem: your organization is planning to implement a zero-trust security model to mitigate insider threats and unauthorized access. How would you design and implement zero-trust principles effectively? Answer: implementing zero trust involves verifying identities and enforcing strict access controls regardless of the user's location or network environment. Utilizing identity and access management (IAM) solutions helps manage user identities and enforce least privilege access policies. Implementing microsegmentation and network segmentation isolates critical assets and reduces the attack surface. Continuous monitoring and anomaly detection help detect unauthorized access attempts and respond promptly to security incidents. Finally, regular security assessments and audits ensure ongoing adherence to zero-trust principles. 14. Problem: your organization has experienced data exfiltration through malicious insiders. How would you detect and prevent insider threats effectively? Answer: detecting and preventing insider threats requires a combination of technical controls and behavioral analysis. Implementing user behavior analytics (UBA) helps detect anomalous behavior patterns indicative of insider threats. Utilizing data loss prevention (DLP) solutions helps monitor and control the movement of sensitive data within the organization. Implementing role-based access controls and least privilege principles limits the scope of insider access to sensitive data. Conducting regular security awareness training and promoting a culture of accountability helps employees recognize and report suspicious behavior, enhancing overall security posture. 15. Problem: your organization needs to improve incident response capabilities to effectively manage cybersecurity incidents. How would you design and implement an incident response plan? Answer: designing an incident response plan involves establishing clear roles and responsibilities, defining incident severity levels, and outlining response procedures. Conducting tabletop exercises and simulations helps validate the effectiveness of the incident response plan and train personnel for real-world scenarios. Implementing incident response tools and technologies, such as security information and event management, SIEM systems and incident tracking platforms, help streamline response efforts and improve coordination. Continuous improvement through post-incident reviews and lessons learned sessions helps refine the incident response plan and enhance organizational resilience against cyber threats. 16. Problem: your organization relies on third-party vendors for critical services, increasing the risk of supply chain attacks. How would you assess and mitigate supply chain security risks effectively? Answer: assessing supply chain risks involves evaluating vendor security practices, conducting due diligence, and implementing contractual security requirements. Regular vendor risk assessments and audits help monitor compliance with security standards. Implementing supply chain security controls such as encryption, secure communications, and supply chain transparency measures reduces the risk of supply chain attacks. Developing incident response plans specifically for supply chain incidents ensures prompt and effective response to security breaches originating from third-party vendors. 17. Problem: your organization's executives are concerned about the security of sensitive data stored in cloud environments. How would you address their concerns and ensure data protection in the cloud? Answer: addressing executive concerns about cloud security involves providing transparency into cloud security practices, compliance certifications, and data protection measures. Implementing encryption for data at rest and in transit, along with access controls and monitoring, enhances data protection in the cloud. Utilizing cloud security tools such as Cloud Access Security Brokers (CAS) and Cloud Security Posture Management (CSPM) platforms helps monitor and enforce security policies across cloud environments. Providing regular updates and reports on cloud security posture reassures executives about data protection in the cloud. 18. Problem: your organization's incident response team lacks coordination and efficiency, leading to delayed response times during security incidents. How would you improve the effectiveness of the incident response team? Answer: improving incident response team effectiveness involves streamlining communication channels, defining clear roles and responsibilities, and establishing standardized response procedures. Conducting regular training and tabletop exercises helps build team coordination and preparedness for incident response. Implementing incident response automation and orchestration tools helps streamline response processes and reduce manual effort. Continuous evaluation and improvement through post-incident reviews and lessons learned sessions help refine incident response capabilities and enhance overall effectiveness. 19. Problem: your organization's network infrastructure is vulnerable to insider threats from disgruntled employees. How would you detect and mitigate insider threats effectively? Answer: detecting insider threats involves monitoring user behavior, implementing access controls, and conducting regular security audits. Utilizing user behavior analytics (UBA) helps detect anomalous behavior indicative of insider threats. Implementing least privilege access controls limits the scope of insider access to sensitive data and systems. Conducting employee training on security policies and ethical behavior helps raise awareness and prevent insider incidents. Implementing data loss prevention (DLP) solutions helps monitor and control the movement of sensitive data, reducing the risk of insider data exfiltration. 20. Problem: your organization's network perimeter defenses have been breached, resulting in the compromise of customer data. How would you respond to this incident and restore customer trust? Answer: responding to a data breach involves containment, investigation, and communication with affected parties. Immediately isolate compromised systems to prevent further unauthorized access and notify relevant stakeholders, including customers, regulatory authorities, and law enforcement. Conduct a thorough investigation to determine the scope and impact of the breach, and implement remediation measures to prevent future incidents. Transparent communication with affected customers, offering identity protection services, and taking accountability for the breach helps restore customer trust and confidence in the organization. 21. Problem: your organization's employees lack awareness of cybersecurity best practices, increasing the risk of social engineering attacks. How would you enhance employee awareness and resilience against social engineering threats? Answer: Enhancing employee awareness of social engineering threats involves providing regular training and simulated phishing exercises. Educating employees on recognizing phishing emails, suspicious links, and social engineering tactics helps reduce the risk of successful attacks. Implementing email filtering and anti-phishing technologies helps detect and block phishing attempts before they reach employees' inboxes. Encouraging a culture of skepticism and promoting a think before you click mindset helps employees become more resilient to social engineering threats. 22. Problem: your organization's website is vulnerable to skull injection attacks, posing a significant security risk. How would you identify and remediate skull injection vulnerabilities effectively? Answer: identifying skull injection vulnerabilities involves conducting thorough security assessments and penetration testing of web applications. Utilizing automated scanning tools helps identify common vulnerabilities, including skull injection. Implementing input validation and parameterized queries helps prevent skull injection attacks by sanitizing user input and avoiding dynamic skull construction. Regular code reviews and security testing help identify and remediate skull injection vulnerabilities before they can be exploited by attackers. 23. Problem: your organization's network infrastructure lacks visibility into network traffic, making it vulnerable to cyber attacks. How would you enhance network visibility and monitoring capabilities effectively? Answer: enhancing network visibility involves deploying network monitoring tools, implementing intrusion detection systems (IDS), and utilizing network traffic analysis solutions. Deploying network sensors and traffic monitoring appliances helps capture and analyze network traffic in real time. Implementing IDS, signatures, and rule sets helps detect and alert on suspicious network activity indicative of cyber attacks. Utilizing network flow analysis tools helps identify patterns and anomalies in network traffic, enabling proactive threat detection and response. 24. Problem: your organization's data storage systems lack encryption, increasing the risk of data breaches and unauthorized access. How would you implement encryption for data at rest effectively? Answer: implementing encryption for data at rest involves selecting appropriate encryption algorithms and key management practices. Utilizing encryption technologies such as full disk encryption (EDI) or file-level encryption helps protect data stored on servers, databases, and storage devices. Implementing robust key management practices, including key generation, storage, and rotation, ensures the security and integrity of encryption keys. Regular audits and compliance checks help ensure ongoing adherence to encryption policies and standards. 25. Problem: your organization's employees frequently use unsecured public Wi-Fi networks while traveling, increasing the risk of data interception and unauthorized access. How would you mitigate the security risks associated with public Wi-Fi usage effectively? Answer: mitigating the security risks of public Wi-Fi usage involves implementing VPN solutions, enforcing endpoint security measures, and providing employee training. Utilizing VPNs encrypts network traffic and secures communication channels, protecting sensitive data from interception by malicious actors. Implementing endpoint security measures such as firewall protection, antivirus software, and device encryption helps secure devices used on public Wi-Fi networks. Educating employees on the risks of public Wi-Fi usage and best practices for secure remote access helps minimize the likelihood of security incidents. 26. Problem: your organization's network infrastructure is susceptible to zero-day exploits, posing significant security risks. How would you proactively protect against zero-day attacks and minimize their impact? Answer: proactively protecting against zero-day exploits involves implementing security patches and updates promptly. Utilizing intrusion prevention systems IPS, and implementing network segmentation. Regularly updating software and operating systems helps patch known vulnerabilities and reduces the risk of zero-day attacks. Deploying IPS signatures and rule sets helps detect and block zero-day exploits by identifying malicious behavior patterns. Implementing network segmentation isolates critical assets and limits the spread of zero-day attacks, minimizing their impact on the organization. 28. Problem: your organization's email servers are vulnerable to email spoofing and phishing attacks, leading to data breaches and malware infections. How would you implement email security controls effectively to prevent these threats? Answer: implementing email security controls involves deploying email authentication protocols such as SPF, KIM, and DMARC to verify sender identities and prevent email spoofing. Utilizing email filtering and anti-phishing technologies helps detect and block phishing emails containing malicious links or attachments. Conducting employee training on recognizing phishing attempts and reporting suspicious emails helps prevent successful phishing attacks. Regularly updating email security policies and procedures helps adapt to evolving email threats and ensure ongoing protection against email-based attacks. 29. Problem: your organization's employees frequently use personal devices for work-related tasks, posing security risks. How would you implement a bring your own device BYOD policy effectively to ensure data security? Answer: implementing a BYOD policy involves defining security requirements, enforcing device encryption, and implementing mobile device management (MDM) solutions. Establishing clear guidelines for acceptable device usage and security practices helps mitigate risks associated with BYOD. Enforcing encryption for data stored on BYOD devices helps protect sensitive information from unauthorized access. Deploying MDM solutions enables centralized management of BYOD devices, including enforcing security policies, remote data wiping, and application whitelisting. Providing employee training on BYOD security best practices helps raise awareness and ensure compliance with BYOD policies. 30. Problem: your organization's data center infrastructure lacks physical security controls, increasing the risk of unauthorized access and data breaches. How would you enhance physical security measures effectively to protect critical assets? Answer: enhancing physical security measures involves implementing access controls, surveillance systems, and security protocols. Utilizing access control systems such as biometric authentication, access badges, and security guards helps restrict entry to authorized personnel only. Deploying surveillance cameras and alarm systems helps monitor and detect unauthorized access attempts in real time. Implementing security protocols such as visitor registration and escort policies ensures oversight and accountability for individuals accessing sensitive areas. Regular security audits and compliance checks help identify areas for improvement and ensure ongoing adherence to physical security standards. In conclusion, addressing real-world cybersecurity challenges requires a multifaceted approach that encompasses technical solutions, robust policies, proactive measures, and continuous monitoring. For more exciting tips, tricks, and more importantly, for valuable insights of interviews, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. It has a lot of valuable information about various insights of interviews. It has a wide range of real-world portfolio projects of various technologies for interviews, and it has wide range of most asked interview questions and answers of various technologies like data science, SAP, AWS, DevOps, and full-stack web development, and more. That will be useful during interviews. It has a wide range of most asked interview questions and answers, and real-world portfolio projects of various technologies for freshers. For 2 to 3 years, experienced candidates, and for 5 or above years, experienced candidates to test their skills by knowing most asked interview questions and make themselves ready for interviews.